Hello boys and girls, Mrs. McPherson here. Today we're going to look at how we divide unit fractions by whole numbers. So when we talk about dividing unit fractions by whole numbers, that means they are set up in this way. So we would have, for example, 1/2 divided by 5. So we have our unit fraction divided by a whole number, okay? So as we did with our last unit where we did whole numbers divided by unit fractions, we learned about the 3 simple steps we follow when solving these problems. We have keep, change, flip. Okay, and these 3 steps apply to these types of problems as well. If you notice, we start with a fraction, we have our division sign, and we have our whole number. And the order still applies. So to solve this problem, we keep the 1/2 as it is. So I'm going to write that down below. We change our division sign to a multiplication sign as we did with our last unit. And we need to flip our 5. But what do we mean by flip the 5? Well, we know that we can write a whole number as a fraction by putting it over 1. Okay, so we could take this 5 and write 5 over 1 to write it as a fraction. All right, but we need to flip this fraction in order for us to solve this problem. So to flip it, we're going to do exactly what we did last time, where our 1 will now become our numerator and our 5 will now become our denominator. So 5 turns into 1/5. Okay, so then when solving this problem, we need to look back at our multiplication steps that we followed with multiplying 2 fractions. You multiply the numerators, and then you multiply the denominators. So 1/2 divided by 5 gives me an answer of 1/10. Okay, let's look at another example. All right, let's do this example. I have 1/4 divided by 3. Okay, so we're gonna keep, change, flip in order to solve this problem. So first I need to keep my 1/4 because it's in the first position. I keep whatever is in this first position. I need to change my division sign to a multiplication sign, and I need to flip my 3. Well, I can write a whole number 3 as a fraction by putting it over 1. So that means when I flip it, it becomes 1/3. And you may have noticed this pattern from last time. When you have a whole number and you flip it, you just put that whole number as your denominator and you get a numerator of 1. So the new problem I'm solving is 1/4 times 1/3. Okay, so multiply your numerators, multiply your denominators, and you get 1/12 as an answer. Okay, let's do one more example. Okay, let's do 1/4 divided by 5. Okay, so keep the 1/4, change your sign to multiplication sign, flip your 5. Turns into 1/5. Multiply your numerators, multiply your denominators, and you get 1/20 as an answer. All right. And this is dividing unit fractions by whole numbers.